There is a door on the International Space Station. It looks like any other hatch, heavy, mechanical, engineered for purpose. But when it opens, there is no hallway on the other side, no corridor, no floor, just the universe stretching out in every direction, and 400 kilometers below, the bright curve of the Earth. This is where a spacewalk begins. One breath inside the safety of the station, the next floating in the void. A spacewalk, officially called an extravehicular activity, or EVA, is any moment an astronaut steps outside their spacecraft and works in the open vacuum of space. It sounds simple. It is anything but. Every spacewalk is the result of months of preparation. Astronauts train underwater in enormous pools that simulate weightlessness. They rehearse each movement, each tool change, each bolt they will turn, sometimes hundreds of times before they ever leave the ground. The suits they wear are not just clothing, they are individual spacecraft. Each one provides oxygen, removes carbon dioxide, regulates temperature, and protects against micrometeoroids traveling faster than a bullet. Without that suit, an unprotected human body would lose consciousness in roughly 15 seconds. The stakes are absolute. There is no room for error when the only thing between you and the vacuum of space is a few layers of carefully engineered fabric. The first human to ever float freely in space was Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov in March of 1965. His spacewalk lasted just 12 minutes, and it nearly ended in disaster. His suit inflated in the vacuum, becoming so rigid he could barely move. He had to release pressure from inside the suit just to fit back through the airlock. He later described the silence of space as overwhelming. A silence, he said, you could almost hear. Only a few months later, American astronaut Ed White followed, stepping outside his Gemini capsule and floating above the Earth. When Mission Control told him it was time to come back in, he called it the saddest moment of his life. Since those early days, astronauts and cosmonauts have conducted hundreds of spacewalks. They have built and repaired space stations, serviced telescopes, and tested new technologies, all while orbiting the Earth at roughly 28,000 kilometers per hour. Astronauts often struggle to describe what it feels like to step outside the station. Many talk about the silence first. Inside the station, there's constant noise, fans, pumps, equipment humming at all hours. Outside, there is nothing, just the sound of your own breathing and the quiet crackle of the radio. Then there's the view. The Earth fills the lower half of your vision, enormous and vivid. You can see hurricanes forming over oceans, lightning storms flickering across continents at night, the thin blue ribbon of the atmosphere clinging to the surface. And above you, undimmed by any atmosphere, the stars, more stars than you ever thought existed. Astronauts have described a powerful shift in perspective that happens in these moments, something known as the overview effect. Borders disappear, conflicts feel distant, the planet looks fragile, beautiful, and impossibly alive against the blackness of space. But a spacewalk is also hard physical labor. The suits, while pressurized, are stiff and difficult to move in. Gripping tools and turning bolts for 6 or 7 hours leaves astronauts exhausted. Their nail fingers sometimes crack or fall off from the pressure inside the gloves. It is, by any measure, one of the most demanding workplaces in existence. Space is not a forgiving environment. Temperatures outside the station swing from over 120 degrees Celsius in direct sunlight to minus 150 in shadow. These extremes can shift in seconds as the station crosses from day to night every 45 minutes. Then there's the debris. Thousands of pieces of space junk orbit the Earth at tremendous speed. Even a fleck of paint traveling at orbital velocity can hit with the force of a small caliber round. Astronauts outside the station are more exposed to this risk than at any other time. Equipment failures, suit malfunctions, and tether problems are all scenarios astronauts prepare for extensively. In 2013, an Italian astronaut's helmet began filling with water during a spacewalk, a potentially fatal malfunction. He made it back inside safely, but the incident was a stark reminder that in space, the margin between routine and catastrophe is razor thin. With all the danger and difficulty, a fair question is, why? Why send humans outside at all when robots can do much of the work? The answer lies in something machines still cannot replicate: adaptability. A human can assess a problem in real time, improvise a solution, and make judgment calls that no robot yet can. When the Hubble Space Telescope needed repairs that were never part of its original design, it was human hands and human problem-solving that saved it across 5 servicing missions. Spacewalks also push the boundaries of what we know about living and working in space. Every EVA teaches engineers something new about suit design, about how the human body performs under extreme conditions, about how to build structures that will one day support missions far beyond low Earth orbit. If we're ever going to set foot on Mars or build habitats on the Moon, the lessons learned floating outside the space station will be part of the foundation. There is a moment that many astronauts describe, usually near the end of a long spacewalk, when the work is done and they have a few seconds to simply look around. The Earth is turning slowly below them. The sun is rising or setting over the curved horizon, painting the atmosphere in colors that don't have names. In that moment, they are among the very few human beings who have ever seen our world from the outside. And almost all of them say the same thing, that it changed them, that the planet looked small and precious and worth protecting. A spacewalk is not just an engineering task, it's one of the most extraordinary things a human being can do. A step through a hatch, into the void, and into a perspective that most of us will only ever imagine.